What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and overnight, the Senate passed the omnibus spending bill. And this is your stimulus and breaking news update. Now, that was pretty quick, you guys. It was just yesterday. I was reporting to you that the House of Representatives overnight passed the bill. Now it went on to the Senate, and they passed it, and now it's going to be moving on to the President, which is good news because today is the deadline. If they didn't get it done today, we were going to be having a government shutdown. So they have averted a shutdown. I'm going to be sharing with you the video footage of them passing it late last night. And take a look. Articles like this, you guys. Senate passes $1.5 trillion spending bill that includes aid for Ukraine. Omnibus bill now heads to the president's desk ahead of a government shutdown deadline. Here's another one. Senate averts shutdown, passes $13.6 billion in Ukrainian aid. So $13.6 billion for Ukraine, $1.5 billion of additional spending. And you guys, not everybody is happy about this. I'm going to be sharing with you some perspectives of those that voted against this bill, as they're saying it's supporting Democratic pet projects, and they're going to be listing out some of the things that are included. They're saying that aren't making headlines of things that there's going to be some of our taxpayer dollars going towards. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm going to be sharing with you the details and this alternative perspective. But before we dive in, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, don't forget, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Helps out the channel a ton. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. Share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. I'll keep you up to speed on everything going on right now. And if you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. But let's go ahead and dive right in. And first, let's start off with some video footage of them passing the bill last night.
On this vote, the yeas are 68, the nays are 31. Under the previous order requiring 60 votes for the adoption of this motion, the motion to concur is agreed to.
So there you have it, you guys, and link in the description below to this article from The Hill that reads, the Senate passed a massive bill to fund the government and provide new Ukraine-related aid, sending the 2,741-page bill to President Biden's desk. Now, senators voted 68-31 on the bill, which includes $1.5 trillion in government funding and $13.6 billion in aid tied to Ukraine. So the two of these tied together, getting bipartisan support and passed through the Senate. Now, the bill moved with lightning speed through Congress, passing the bill less than 24 hours after it was unveiled earlier Wednesday morning. The Senate's vote comes less than 2 days after the bill was introduced, and the Senate also passed by voice vote a days-long continuing resolution to buy time to get the massive legislation, which funds the government through the end of September. So this is only going towards till the fiscal year, and we are in March to Biden's desk, after which he's expected to sign it into law. It's been a very productive and very bipartisan week in the Senate, said Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. This bipartisan funding package is a significant and far-reaching win for the American people, and I'm glad that the Senate moved as quickly today as hoped that we would. To my colleagues on both sides of the aisle, I say bravo, a job well done by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Now, all of the 31 no votes came from Republicans, but top GOP leaders, including Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, actually backed the bill. Passage of the legislation comes after months of negotiations between House and Senate appropriation committees and congressional leaders. The 2022 fiscal year started October 1st of 2021, but the lawmakers averted a government shutdown by passing a stopgap measure hours before September 30th's deadline to fund the government and kick the can 2 more times. And the 2-day sprint to pass the sprawling funding measure wasn't without drama. And as you guys know, yes, they kept passing more and more stopgap funding bills, just kind of kicking the can down the road. And finally, we have had the first government funding of the Biden administration. Now, it says the Senate conservatives fumed over being pushed too quickly to vote on the bill that they didn't really have time to read. It says, there's a lot of people in my conference who are very upset. You can include me in that number as well. That once again, we're being asked to vote on legislation that we haven't had a reasonable opportunity to read. There are a lot of people upset. I'm among that number, that we can't seem to get amends, said Senator John Kennedy. Senator John Thune, the number 2 Senate Republican, acknowledged that the process stinks. And you guys, we see this all the time. It feels like nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden, boom, they release legislation. They try to push it through really fast. It gets passed. And a lot of times people are saying, even the lawmakers themselves are saying they don't know what's included in the bill. Nobody had time to read it because it's getting passed at the very last minute. But this did get passed through, and now lawmakers are probably going to be turning their attention towards stimulus reconciliation. However, let me share with you a perspective that is not happy about this omnibus bill getting passed through. Take a look at this video footage of a Republican conservative perspective breaking down some of the items that are included in this legislation that they're saying wasn't mentioned and is going to be supporting Democratic pet projects. Go ahead and take a look. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.
Well, the Democrats know no end to which they're going to do to take money out of your wallet and spend it for their pet projects. As you have heard, there is a bill, a $1.5 trillion spending bill that they are linking onto a Ukraine humanitarian and military relief bill, $13.6 billion. Now think about this. You've got $13 billion in aid to Ukraine, and they're sticking on to this, the omnibus spending bill, which is $1.5 trillion. Now, why are some of the members of the U.S. Senate so giddy about passing this bill? It is because they have inserted 4,000 earmarks for their pet projects. Here's some of what is in here. $100 billion on Green New Deal initiatives and racial justice programs through the U.S. Department of Agriculture. $100 million, that is your dollars, for environmental justice activities at the EPA. $27 million for the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. $2 million to a specific university for climate change communication. $1.4 million to another one for environmental justice education. $500,000 for diversity and inclusion in STEM initiatives, specifically for climate change. And you're going to love this one. $1.6 million to the state of Rhode Island for what? Studying shellfish. Now, another city is going to get $500,000 of your bucks for swimming pool improvements. There is going to be $40 million that goes to the city park that is in front of Nancy Pelosi's house. By the way, she has previously earmarked $200 million for this park. And there is a member of the U.S. Senate who will get money for a shopping center in their state. That's right, your tax dollars at work and you got it. I am a no vote.
But you guys, this did pass in the Senate last night, and it passed in the House the night before, and now it is going to be moving on to the president to sign in the law. Once it's passed through and it is turned into law, now they're going to be able to focus their attention on other items, such as the revised Build Back Better bill, which we're hearing Senator Joe Manchin is working away on, along with other members of Congress, and we'll see about more stimulus provisions. And I've shared with you, there are a lot of talks happening right now about additional stimulus checks coming as a result of increasing gas prices. We're hearing it's being mentioned by states. There's opinion pieces coming out as they're saying gas prices are not going down anytime soon. As a matter of fact, they're going to keep going up, and we need to support the American people in some way because there's no way to pull them down. So more provisions might need to go out to help people pay for gas. I'll keep you up to date on all of that as well, you guys, but that is the latest, and I'll be sure to keep you up to date as more information rolls out about all legislation and what's happening in Congress. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments, share this out. If this is your first time here and you like to stay up to date, totally free to do so. All you got to do is hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3, and consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth and personal finance. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.